All right, today we're going to decode two words you have definitely seen floating around online, but you might not totally get them: hopium and copium. They sound almost the same, right? But people use them in pretty much opposite situations. So let's break down exactly what they mean and how you can tell them apart.
You know that feeling when you're scrolling through social media or a crypto forum and you're just like, I need a dictionary for this? If you've ever felt that, you are so not alone. The way we talk online changes incredibly fast, and these two words are perfect examples of that.
So you might be wondering, where on earth did words like hopium and copium even come from? Well, they're not random at all. Their origin and how they're built actually give us a massive clue about what they mean and how they're used.
Okay, so both of these words are what you'd call a portmanteau, which is just a fancy way of saying they're two words mashed together. You've got hope plus opium and cope plus opium. And that opium part, that's the real key here. It's painting a picture of a metaphorical drug, something people turn to when things get really intense, which is exactly why you see these terms pop up all the time in high-stress places like gaming, politics, and especially crypto trading.
Let's kick things off with hopium. The best way to think about this one is as the drug of pure, unfiltered wishful thinking. It has almost nothing to do with reality and everything to do with what you really, really wish would happen. Now, the key thing to get here is that hopium isn't just your regular, everyday hope. Nope. This is a special brand of optimism. It's more like a willful blindness. You are actively ignoring all the warning signs, all the red flags, just to keep believing in a good outcome. And that's why people usually use it as a kind of jab at someone's irrational optimism.
So for instance, someone who's on hopium isn't just hoping their crypto coin does well. They're seeing terrible market performance. Maybe the developers have gone silent. All this bad news is piling up, and they're still out there yelling, "To the moon." They're basically hyping up a future that has no real basis in reality. Okay, so that brings us to its cousin, copium. If hopium is all about blind faith in what's coming, copium is the stuff you reach for after that future has spectacularly crashed and burned. This is the drug of rationalization.
Right. So this is the go-to defense mechanism for dealing with something bad that has already happened. It's all about making yourself feel better after you've taken a hit by inventing reasons why it wasn't really that bad, or hey, maybe it was even a good thing.
So let's go back to that crypto project. It just tanked. Hard. The person on copium, they aren't admitting they lost. Oh no. Instead, you'll hear stuff like, oh, this is just a healthy correction, or we're just shaking out the weak hands. They're just making up excuses so they don't have to face the cold, hard reality of their loss.
Okay, so we've defined both. Now, if you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this next part. The single most important difference that separates these two words, it all comes down to timing.
It's honestly this simple. Hopium is about the future. Copium is about the past. That's it. One is the irrational hope you have for what's about to come. The other is the irrational excuse you make for what's already happened. Let's just put them side by side. It makes it super clear. With hopium, the focus is the future, right? The timing is before the event, and the emotion is all about false hope. Now, just look at copium. It's the total opposite. The focus is the past, the timing is after the event, and the action is just making excuses. They're like perfect mirror images of each other. All right, enough with the theory. Let's go out into the wild and see how people are actually using these words in real conversations. So check out this headline from Cointelegraph. The Bitcoin halving is a future event, right? It hasn't happened yet. And the headline calls this massive investor optimism hopium. That word choice is deliberate. It implies that this expectation for new all-time highs might just be wishful thinking. And now for copium. This user is posting this after a market dump has already happened. See the timing difference? When they say they won't sell the copium, they're basically saying, I'm not going to feed you guys a bunch of easy excuses for why the market crashed. They're pushing back against that urge to rationalize a bad thing that's already in the past. So there you have it. Hopium is the false hope you feel for the future. Copium is the false comfort you create for the past. But, that leaves us with a final kind of tricky question, doesn't it? In our own lives, when we're looking ahead at something, where do we draw the line between just having healthy optimism and taking a dangerous dose of hopium? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.